Hey, all right. Well, hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world today. I don't know why that's sticking out like that. But anyway, hi, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Tia Rogers, here to bring you part two of how does it all apply to our life, right? And in part one, I shared a little bit of my journey with you, my why, and how I got started on this journey and the things that I realized along the way that I needed to take care of in order to really truly begin the whole applying wealth building principles to my life. And I talked about money market economy systems, which is what we talked about, property. Where did I do with that piece? Anyway, hold on. I don't want to get it wrong. That's what I don't want to do. I want to make sure I'm giving it to you. Yeah. Got to give it to you right. Right? So it's about the market economy systems, right? And how the market economy systems market economy systems are regulated. They regulate the economy from supply and demand, right? So some of the characteristics of a market economy is owning private property. You have the freedom of choice. It's self-motivated interest. There's competition, and there's systems of markets and prices for the supply and demand, right? So as we are looking at that and how it impacts our lives, how the economic system in our lives is working for us. Are we beginning the steps and applying the wealth building principles, right? And we talked about how culture plays a part in the wealth building systems, and we talked about language. We talked about no, I'm looking out, I can't find, I got it. How did I do that? Oh, here we go. Found it. We talked about some of the components of culture and how culture components involve symbols, language, norms, values, and artifacts. Some symbols are shared symbols, and they integrate the dynamics. And the identity of culture gives us the identity of development, our rites of passage, our gender roles, sex, sexuality, gender, images, myths, spiritualities. All of these things are a part of our culture. And we talked about how diverse the United States culture is, and how we have subcultures within cultures. So it all depends on where you are. With all of that, we talk about understanding of self, having an understanding of self and prioritizing. So it's self-awareness. How well do you know yourself? Do you know how much it costs to be you? Do you know what you're capable of? Or have you tested yourself to find out just how much you're capable of, but you thought you might not been able to do? There's emotional wellness. We talked about the emotional wellness and how important it is, how we feel, think, and how we act in our lives, and the steps and action steps that we take that either benefits our lives or serves as a disadvantage in our lives. We talked about providing time and space for your growth and development, because you need that time to sit still and take it all in, appreciate life, look at all that God has to offer to us, right? To okay, now that's better. Yeah. All that God has to offer us in this world that are priceless, that are just priceless, things that you cannot get back, they're not duplicatable, and we cannot replace it. So we need to take that time and space to allow that growth and development, to allow creativity to be able to come into our minds, our lives, and put us into action mode, to take us from where we are and move us forward to where we're going, because we're evolving over time. So we want to make sure that we are experiencing the best life that we can experience, right? So being as you are becoming in that space, it's okay to be who you are, where you are right now, because where you are right now is not where you're going to stay. How things look right now are not going to be that way always. And you just have to have faith and believe that the creator of the heaven and the earth, as well as you and I, is going to provide us all that we need to become better beings, better persons, better in our lives, better in the world. We talked about the power and the art of investing in yourself. And I shared my story of how I began investing in myself through education, then going for the career job that I sought for. I was blessed enough to go to school and actually get a job in the field in which I went to school for. So that's a blessing in itself. And we were sharing some terms of some basic investment terms that the last time we came together. So I just wanted to come and kind of wrap it up for you guys so that you have enough information to take you forward, to begin putting your life in order. I told you how I shared my journey of how I began making myself better, investing in myself, starting with what I had, right from where I was, and giving you ideas and ways that you can invest in yourself as well, without even trying to start a business, just trying to provide stability in your wealth building principal steps, right? Because money is a currency of exchange, and we use it for everything, to live, to the clothes on our back, everything. We pay for everything. It doesn't matter. And we also talked a little bit about how, the government and the market economy are all together. The market economy is a big part of the government. So it's just that you have the free choice to choose how you wish to be a part and integrate yourself into the market economy. And one of the ways of saving and stuff that we talked about was certificate deposits, mutual funds accounts, starting your own retirement accounts. There's stocks and bonds, things of that nature. And like I say, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just someone that learned along the way, and start implementing some of the things that I was learning, to apply it to my life, to begin the process. And our last session, we talked about the 52-week range. We talked about bonds. We talked about brokerage. And we talked about capital gains tax. We also talked about commodity. And we talked about compounding. We also talked about day trading and diversification. So I'm going to pick up from where we left off at. And I know I'm not finished with this series, but I wanted to make sure that I wrap this part up so that you have some meat and potatoes to kind of work with, or you got some potatoes and something to kind of make your own little stew. How it is. It's all about the ingredients, right? It's all about the ingredients to that wonderful recipe that you want to make. If it's a pot of goulash, you need the elbow macaronis, you need the onions, you need the green peppers, yellow peppers, red peppers, whatever you put in there. Your hot sausage, ground beef, and your sauce, right? And you decide whether you want homemade sauce, you're going to make the sauce yourself, or you're going to buy it from the jar or the can, right? It's all a choice. So I just want to make sure that you have enough information to begin starting your process to becoming better and creating a more sustainable life for yourself and your family, and to give you options. And learning these basic investment terms will help you understand the language as you are beginning to learn and develop the skills of what it takes to actually build wealth. And let me first start by this. You're already wealthy. You were born rich. You're just running a little short. I heard that from somebody, so I figured I used it. That was pretty cool. But really, in the scheme of things, you're born with everything that you need inside of you. You're born rich already. You just have to figure out how to keep it continual so that it doesn't run low, so that you always have a reservoir or a resource to go to in case you should need it, in case of emergencies, in case you want to do something very large with your life, go on vacation, buy a home, buy a car, or just, save it up and save it for your retirement, because you may need it to live off of. You might need it to take care of your needs as you get older. It's good to have these things. At least begin to start putting them in place so that you have something, that you're not left with just one resource of income. And you definitely don't want to be held at a limit. So the more you know about investing in yourself and investing, period, and knowing how the market economy system works, what are the components of the market economy system, all this will help you as you are on your life journey to explore what it is that you really want out of life. That's a question that sometimes a lot of us stumble over, because as I can speak from a parent's perspective, when you're the caregiver of others, you always put others first. You very rarely think about yourself. You don't think about yourself until you got to think about yourself. Something happens and you're like down, and then you have no other choice but to think about yourself. So I'm sharing these terms with you so that you can research them on your own, that you can go on and make the best choice for your life and how you want to proceed, and how you want to take the earned income that you earn and put it in places to where you can put your money to work for you, that doesn't require much from you except for the contribution towards putting your money to work. It's an alternative if you're in business or if you're not in business. I think we all should have some kind of way to have a cushion somewhere, because you never know what could happen, right? We're hoping for the best and we're hoping to gain. I also told you guys also that the market is very unpredictable. It goes up, it goes down, but over time, history has proven that it will always rebound itself and bounce back and be plentiful again. It's just a matter of whether you're in the market or whether you're out of the market will determine how much you gain or how much you've lost. And you will gain and lose over time, but it's okay. It's all a part of the plan. Like I compared the market economy system to Mother Nature. We don't know too much. We can't predict too much about the market economy. We can just watch it and kind of make a judgment. The power of thinking, the ability to think logically, to be able to problem solve and see like what's best for you. Might take some time, might take a couple of doings, it might take a couple tries. But like I said, give yourself a year to see the outcome. You have to allow it time to grow and manifest and see exactly where you're going with it. It may work for you, it may not work for you. But history has proven that it is also a part of those that are on the wealthier side. Capitalists have wealth, a variety of wealth, from property, investments, they own businesses. So where do you fit in? How does it all fit into your market economy system of your life? So we stopped off at diversification, right? So tonight we're going to start with dividend. And a dividend is when a company makes a profit. It may pay out some of those earnings directly to its shareholders in the form of dividends. Dividends usually pay out on a quarterly or annual basis. The next one, number 10, is a dividend reinvestment program, which they call it a DRIP. So a DRIP is when an investor opts in to a DRIP. Any dividends earned on an investment are automatically reinvested back into more shares of that same investment. You can do this on Stash, or I think Robinhood. I'm not really too sure about Robinhood, but Stash definitely offers this dividend reinvestment program, enabling you to compound your returns over time. Because we're talking about investments, we're talking about the terms and the language of investments. So these are things that we need to know, because this afternoon I did not know what DRIP meant. And I remember sitting there, I didn't ask that question, I asked another question, but I didn't know what DRIP meant, but now I know what DRIP meant. So equity. Equity is number 11, it's our 11th term, and it is commonly referred to as shareholders' equity. It represents a shareholder's total stake in the company, i.e., the share of stock that they own, right? So number 12 is ETFs. And I told you guys, you may hear a lot about ETFs in the arena and around. Somebody probably shot you a message in your inbox about it. Or you see conversations about it on the book and on Instagram. So what is an ETF? ETF is an abbreviation of Exchange Trade Fund. An ETF is a bundle of related assets that you can invest in all at once. ETFs are inherently more diversified than single stocks, which means they can experience less volatility in general. Investing in ETFs can be an effective way to manage risk. And remember, we talked about when you're investing in yourself, what is your level of risk? Are you conservative, moderate, or aggressive when it comes to taking risks? 13 is exposure. The term exposure, when it means in terms of investment. The total amount of money currently invested in any one kind of investment. The more exposure that an investor has is a single asset, the more money they could potentially lose in market fluctuations. Many investors try to limit overexposure to manage risk. Number 14 is FAANG stocks. Now, the FAANG stocks are an acronym for Fire Tech Giant stocks that have historically performed well compared to the rest of the market. Those stocks are Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google, and they make up a significant portion of the S&P 500 index. So number 15 is a fractional share. And a fractional share is a smaller piece of a whole share. Fractional share investing lets you invest what you can afford in the stocks or ETFs. You like regardless of the price of a whole share. Then we have index. That's number 16. Index is a group of securities whose price performance is used as a benchmark to help gauge the overall performance of a market or a sector in it. There are over 5,000 US-based indexes. The most widely followed are the S&P 500, Dow Jones Industrial Average, and NASDAQ, NASDAQ. They're the indexes. Number 17. Basic term is investing. And investing is the act of acquiring assets with the expectations that they will increase in value and or generate a profit over time. We often talk about investing in financial instruments like stocks, bonds, ETFs, and ETFs. However, you can also invest in assets like real estate, commodities, and business ventures. Number 18 is investing risk level. Your tolerance for risk when investing. Your risk level can determine what type of investing strategy might fit you best and factors into the investment recommendation you might receive. So number 19 is investment. And now an investment is an asset or a physical item purchased with the goal that it will grow in value over time, creating wealth for you. Usually when we talk about investments, we mean stocks, bonds, and ETFs. But there are other kinds too, like commodities, cryptocurrency, and real estate. Term number 20 is an IPO. And an IPO is an initial public offering. IPO is the first time a company lists to stock on an exchange market. It's available for purchase by the public. An investment might experience significant price fluctuations following the IPO, potentially making it riskier to invest in. Term 21 is long-term investing. And long-term investing is the act of buying a stock or another investment with the intentions to hold it for the long term. We recommend this investing strategy. That's because historically, the stock market tends to trend upwards over time, and not even pros can accurately predict stock market ups and downs. Remember, time in the market over time, over timing the market, right? Well, we just have a few more to go. Okay. So number 22 is portfolio. And the portfolio is the combined investments you hold. And 23 is principal. And principal is investing. Your principal is the original amount of money that you invested. It's different from return or the value of the investment, which can grow or otherwise change over time. 24. Look at rebalance is our term. Rebalance. And rebalance is buying or selling investments in a portfolio in order to bring the overall portfolio back to an idea level of asset allocations or risk. Periodic rebalancing can be a good strategy to keep your portfolio from becoming too risky or too conservative for your goals. Term number 5 is return. A return in investment, basic investment terminology. A return refers to a gain or loss in value on an investment, such as a stock, bond, ETF over some period of time. It can be calculated as either a dollar amount or percentage. Number 26 is risk. The potential for an investment to lose value. More risk can mean greater potential gains, but it can also mean a greater chance of losing money. Investing always involves a certain level of risk, but there are strategies you can use to manage it, like diversifying. So that's all the investment terms I have for you this evening. This morning, whichever it may be where you are, it's evening for me. And I want to thank you for your time, because your time is very valuable. And I hope that this information was helpful for you as we're looking at market economy systems. We know that market economy systems has, what's the components of it? What does anybody remember? I know I see that. Hold up. All right, let me see. All right. What is a market system? It has direct players, it has suppliers, and it's a business environment. So how do we incorporate the market economy system in our lives? We are the direct players in our lives, are we not? Are we the head chief chakalakas that calls the punches, tell us how we're going to move, what we're going to be doing, right? And who are the suppliers? Who are our resources? We have part of the economic market economy. There's the workforce, there's education, there's healthcare. All these things are a part of the market economy that we need to also be a part of, because this is how we navigate. There's a supply and demand. If there's a company that, say, they may have downsized, they had to downsize due to different things that were going on with them in their market economy system. So that means that they had to let some people go. And then there's the other side where there's a need. So now we need to hire new people. But now when we're hiring these new people, we got to look at the fact that what are they bringing when they come? Do they already have the talents and skills? How much knowledge do they have about whatever the job is that we're applying, that we need them to apply for? And do we have the means and the funds and the people power to train them to learn if they don't know? Most jobs have at least a 90-day probation period where it involves training, acclimating you. The same thing is going to happen to you in your life. You need those same 90 days to acclimate yourself to the new change of investing in yourself, and believing in yourself, to make sure that you are positioning yourself in a better position so that you're taking strategic risk, right? And not taking uncalculated risk that's going to put you in a down spiral that's going to cause you to lose, right? We talked about the different types of players, right? You have the players, you have the watchers, and you have the wanderers. And the players are the ones that's in the game. They are sacrificing and practicing until they are the best at what they're doing. They're taking the courses that they need to take. They're taking the steps that they need to take. They're doing their due diligence and research to find out what are the best investments for them. And even when you go to someone that knows, you speak to your financial advisor, or you may take a course on stocks, how to get into the trades and stocks and things of that nature, to learn when's a good time to sell, when is a good time to buy, to contribute more into whatever it is that you're investing. It takes time and it takes skill. And even after you take the course, at some point you want to be able to think for yourself, to say, okay, I think I got this thing and I can kind of do it on my own and play around with yourself. I believe I was listening to audio of Warren Buffett, and he said at some point you have to think for yourself. With all the learning that you do and all the great information that leaders can give you, educators, professors, teachers can provide you, at some point you're going to have to adapt and learn it and have to think on your own and use your own capabilities and go out there and do what it do and amaze yourself. You have the capabilities to pick the right things for you that's going to invest in your life, right? That's going to be good for you. Now, the watchers, they're more like spectators, and they're just sitting on the stands watching others play the game of life. You don't want to stand on the sidelines. You want to get into the game, because your life is serious business and only you can live it. Nobody else can do it for you. But you can't win if you don't get into the game. You have to participate in some way, form, or fashion. And it begins with investing in yourself. However you see fit, investing in yourself. Being as you are becoming, being who you are right now, and being the person that you're becoming along the journey, right? So you're allowing yourself the time and space for growth and development over time. Then there's also the wanderers, the people in the parking lot outside the stadium, where the game of life is being played, right? So you have to make a choice. What part of the market economy do you want to be in? Do you want to be part of the Players Club, the Watchers Club, or the Wandering Club? That's all up to you, how you see your life and where you want to go What is your life dreams? What is your life goals? How can you enhance your life experience, your life journeys? I don't know, something's in my eyes, sorry. Your life journey to take it to a new level, take it to a new height. But like I always say, it's voluntary. Nobody's going to drag you to your new life. Nobody's going to come and knock on the door and say, hello, hi, this is the bus stop for getting your life together. Come on, let's go. I found this is your turn to get on the bus. Even if it was a bus, I think you still would probably have to walk. I don't know why. Something is in my eye. You still would have to probably walk to whatever destination it is that is pinpointed to help you move your life forward. Whether you're in a free will market economy or you're in a controlled planned economy, you are a vital part of the market economy. You just have to figure out where you want to fit in. And wealth building principles is something that happens over time. It's either inherited to you or you learn the wealth building principles. You learn that money is an exchange of currency. You learn that you build wealth over time through property, business investments, and systems. It's just a matter of what system you want to connect yourself to, hook your caboose to, and begin moving it in the right direction. And I provided you over the last couple of series some ways where you can invest in yourself without even going into business, because that's how serious it is for me. That you at least have something to take away after interaction or viewing me or listening to my voice, that you walk away with something that you can do right now in your life without involving anything else, just making a decision to manage your funds better. I believe I share with you that with all the studying and learning that I've learned over time, and I mean compounded over the years, it's not any topic that you can talk about that will not involve economics in some form, fashion. Economics is involved. And I noticed that because it was for me in the beginning, speaking openly about finances, money, was very hard. And it probably was hard at the time because I felt like I didn't have what it took. Always feeling like you're doing, and not really building. And it wasn't till 2019 that I actually really got a chance to sit back and just look at my life. See where I started out from, saw where I was at, had an idea of where I wanted to go, not a clear, focused vision, but I had an idea. And as I continued on that journey, that idea grew more and more and more. And it became more clear. It doesn't mean that along the journey of growing, learning, and healing that you are not going to experience periods of confusion, that you're not going to feel moments of procrastination, which I like to call creative procrastination, because some kind of way you could just be chasing your tail for a little bit, then you just stop, and things kind of work out. You figure it out. You get stuff, you figure it out. Sometimes you need help. Sometimes you have to call on someone to help you, a mentor, a teacher, a coach, to guide you through the navigating waters that you've never been through before. But it's all about choice. It's all about freedom of choice. No one has the right to tell you how to live your life. It's your life, and you can navigate it any way that you would like to. I just want to provide you some tips, share some new language with you that I'm learning myself, as well, because I think even though I have a lot of experience, I'm still open to growth, because I can learn. I can learn from anyone. It doesn't matter how old or how young. We learn from each other. But you have to be open and willing to it. Like I said, I'm a trainer's trainer. So I'm gonna give you the basics. I'm gonna give you all the tools that you need to get it, sort of like going to IKEA, right? That's the best way I can explain it. Like going to IKEA. You go to IKEA, you pick out the item or product that you want, then you take it home and you put it together, right? You follow the instructions and put it together. Some people don't even look at the instructions, they just look at the picture and then they just go to town and they put it together. Depends on your capabilities, your level of skill, and your ability to do the work. And over my life journey, becoming more self-aware, becoming a better person, becoming better in life, and becoming better now in business, and just loving what I do. 2020 opened my eyes a lot to the possibilities of tomorrow, the blessings that are to come based off of the seeds planted every day from that day forward. And it's a big thing. It's a big journey, because one, you're taking responsibility of your own life. You're not leaving it up to somebody else to dictate how your life is going to be. Two, you're taking charge of your income stream. Today, if you only have one source of income, you're definitely going to be behind the eight ball. You're not going to be able to keep up in the market economy, and you may end up in the poverty level section. And today we're trying to ensure that everyone ends up on the have side, but we know life on life terms and how life is going to happen, it's not perfect. You're going to have the haves and you're going to have the have-nots, because they are slowly squeezing out the middle class and the poor. But I think the poor people will be here. I think that's our lesson in this journey. Because for the grace of God, there go I. Never think that you're bigger than someone else. Never think that you can never fall. Never think that you know it all, because you don't. Every day you can learn something new. But be open and willing to grow. Be willing and open to learn. Be open and willing to try something different in your life. Because the moment that you do, that's the moment that you're going to unlock things within you that you didn't even know that you had. And you're going to overcome every challenge that comes your way. And the longer we spend time together, the more we're going to learn. We're going to learn how to set up our businesses. We're going to learn how to get our social media platforms together. And guess what? You have to choose what social media platform you want to start on, because guess what? There's a lot of different ones there too. But you have to pick and choose which one is going to work best for you. Once we get you all set up for social media marketing, we're going to teach you the strategies and how to market your business, how to begin building your brand, because you are your business. Your smile, your cheery face, your energy that you bring, you're your business. People are going to fall in love with you before they fall in love with anything else that you have to offer them. And we want to get you started on the right path so that you know exactly how to position yourself and set yourself up. We're going to introduce you to different systems that is going to help enhance your business and help your business to grow and leverage it and scale your business. But if I told you that this was going to happen overnight, I'll be lying. If I told you that I had all the time in the world to sit and build my stuff and build your stuff at the same time, I'd be lying. But what I can do is teach you what I know up to this point, and then allow you to explore your own journey, because your journey is not my journey. My overall long-term dream goal may not be your overall long-term dream goal, but we can have a long-term dream goal together to continue to build and teach and help others do exactly what we're doing to make our lives better. To all those that are open to it, because everybody's not open to it. They have doubts. They have fears. They may have myths that they've heard or had some experiences. Or maybe they gave up too soon before they could actually see the magic begin to manifest. But as we continue this journey, because we've been on a journey, guys, for a long time now, and you've been with me through all my ups and downs, with the times where I show up, where I don't show up, where I have enthusiastic energy, when I don't have energy. So you have rode this roller coaster ride with me. So I'm asking you to continue. Let's walk together. Let's walk together. Let's continue to build one another up. Let's continue to share information that is going to be beneficial and helping us as individuals, helping our families. And let's start taking the steps to start building more sustainable families. Let's start teaching families how they can begin helping themselves, so that should they find themselves in a bad situation, that it won't have to be so detrimental, that they can still navigate through life challenging waters. We don't know what's coming next. I have no idea what's coming next. I am just here right now in the present. Something fell on my heart to share this information with you all, because I told you in the beginning, it's really hard to learn the information, implement the information, and share it with others all at the same time. And I'm sure I done jacked it up several times. Probably was not compliant in some ways, but still in all, messy or not, I show up, I try to deliver valuable information that's going to help you to begin gather that wealth building right now, right where you are, until you decide what it is that you want to do. But at least you can put your money in places where your money's working for you. That's one way to ensure that no matter what it is that you go after in life, that you are working on the resources to be able to obtain them for yourself so that you could possibly go out and not have to worry about getting a loan or anything. You possibly can take the loan from yourself and pay your own self back. How great is that, right? To generate enough revenue while you're still working, while you're still raising your family, while you're still taking care of the household, still being superwoman or superman, whichever one you are, but still creating a life for you, one where you don't have to worry so much. And should you incur some debt, hey, you'll learn the difference between good debt and bad debt, that's for sure. The only way to get out of debt is to generate some revenue so that you can begin to start canceling out those things, right? And taking care of them and being credible. So again, I invite you to come for an overview and take a peek. If you're following me on these channels, I have enough information on these channels of a little bit of things that I do. And that's just a little bit. It's not a lot. It wasn't everything that I'm a part of. It's something that I use in my own life. I benefit from it. And it has enhanced my life in some way, form, or fashion. And I will continue on because I found it valuable for me. Having the opportunity to share it with others was just a plus. Because I think that the only way that we're really going to make it is together. You can't do it alone. And if you have a big dream, it's going to require some help. And help will come your way. But you got to be ready to do the work. Because when they come in ready, they're coming equipped, they're bringing their expertise, and they are going to be boom, 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 knocking it out, letting you know what's what. And believe me when I say, just hearing information once does not mean that you know it all. It means that you got to keep coming back to continue learning because it gets better. It gets better. It gets better. You hear things that you didn't hear before. It allows you time to understand and grasp the understanding, and then it's kind of like you know how to put the pieces of the puzzle together. If you're a Rubik's Cube person, and we know that could take hours, right, to toss around that Rubik's Cube. So if you're worth the investment, you take the time, you begin, you look at where you are, see what it is that you need in your life. What do you want to do with your life? Exactly how can you prepare yourself for the future? Because the future's coming. The future is coming. And if you haven't started setting out your life plan, now is a good time to start looking at your life plan. I've showed you in several different ways how entities are already, not only did they come up with their plan, they're getting advice and suggestions from those that are interested in adding their interest and advice, their advice and their concerns on it and how it's going to actually manifest itself. What is it going to look like? How does it all work? And how does it all come together and benefit the whole? But they're implementing it. They're already a few years into implementing the plan. And I ask you, what is your 5-year plan? What is your 10-year plan? What is your 1-year plan? What is your 90-day plan? What is your 30-day plan? What is your first day plan for your life? Because your life is serious business. And the only way you can win in life and win in business is to begin investing in you and know that you are the shining star that is going to light the way. Even in your moments of darkness, your light is going to shine. All you have to do is just pray, and take the steps. Pray, listen, because you want to listen. That's important. Because you don't want to take a step that's a step that you're taking because this is what you're trying to do. That remember when I said, if there's a crisis, handle the crisis first? Never try to map out your life plan if the world's falling down. Deal with the world falling down. Deal with the crisis. Deal with whatever it is that you got going on right then and there. Once that kind of levels out or sizzles out to where you can get back, get your legs back, and kind of get your head right, then you begin to start your planning and where you want to go and how you want to do it. I've given you some tips so far. So if any of the videos that you watch from me, if they have been beneficial to you, please drop a comment. Let me know how it has impacted your life, if it helped your life. Was it worthwhile giving me your time in your ear to hear? And would you like to learn more? So as we are working on things to get it more better, easily accessible, so that we can kind of come together privately, which I can't wait. But I have to wait because it's a process. Sometimes it's a process in the process, right, guys? So as we continue on this journey, making ourselves better, we are in the month of March. I know we were on the 88 days into 2023, but look at where we are now, guys. From where we started from. And we started way back in September on a 90-day run. The 90-day run turned it into an 88 days into January. And slowly but surely, somehow, some way, I've managed to show up. Whether it was through a post, whether it's through video, whether it's through a TikTok, I figured out a way to show up. Even when I wasn't at my best, even when I doubted myself and thought that all of you could see me. I felt as naked as I could be, but I still showed up because I believe in me. I believe that I'm worthy. I believe that I have what it takes to take and turn my life around. I believe that I have what it takes to become the change that I need to become to see in my life, in the world. Yeah, I don't really consider myself a leader and or an influencer, but if I've impacted your life in some kind of way, You're welcome. Take it, water that seed, let it grow, watch it grow, and duplicate it. Make it more, because you can. This is just the beginning phases. We haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg. We're still at the bottom of the mountain. We're climbing up. We can climb up together. You don't have to go alone. So, with that being said, I'm Tia Rogers, ladies and gentlemen, and I want you to think about your market economy system. I want you to think about your culture and how it impacts your values, beliefs, your experiences, your knowledge, and your ideas about your life and where you're going. I want you to look at your self-awareness. How well do you know yourself? How well are you? How well are you at pushing yourself when you know, when you feel, not that you know, when you feel like you can't go any further? But can you push yourself to take that one extra step? That one extra step is going to make all the difference in the outcome as to who you're becoming. Take very good care of your emotional wellness, because especially if you're a woman, we're all emotional. We try not to be. We try to control it. We try to kind of put it in a box, but some things just don't belong in a box. And sometimes you just have to be brave enough to be who you are in the midst of your storm. It doesn't matter how others see you. It doesn't matter whether they judge you. They're not living your life. You are. And guess what? Nobody's perfect. As long as you're not causing harm to yourself or anyone else, I think we're okay. But your emotional wellness is going to play a big part in how you progress over time and what you think. Think for the long term, because we want to build for over time. The tips that I share with you were tips that I have done over time that served to be beneficial to my life. Then along the way, I found out where I could benefit from some improvements. You know, you got to look at your strengths, your weaknesses, your, what is it, strengths, weaknesses, the strengths, your weaknesses. I think it's opportunities and the things that will threaten your success. You want to make the right choices. You want to surround yourself with the right people. You'll never become a seven-figure earner hanging out with $1,000 income earners. Doesn't mean that you can't, but you will miss out on some of the knowledge that these experts have, their life experiences, their journey in building their lives, and how they go about helping others. And it's all about coming together, each one teaching one, teaching one, and pulling someone up. It's a hand up, not a handout. And it's nothing wrong with that. I used to think that that was a bad saying in the beginning, but then I thought about it, and I thought about my journey over the years, and it was all the hands up that helped me, because I was reaching up for something. I wanted more. And I knew that with all the blessings that God had gave me, that I had to stand up and do something for myself. It didn't mean that he stopped helping me, because Lord knows he hasn't. He's blessed me. He's helped me a long way. brought me through some things that I didn't think that I was going to come through. I'm still going through some things. I try real hard to hide it. And sometimes you can't. Just the fact to be able to come and share it with you all is a big step. Sometimes it's the baby steps that you got to take that gets you to the big steps. So whether you're crawling, walking, running, or jogging, you're going to get there. Just never give up on yourself. You're worth it. Never wake up thinking that you're not needed in this world, because you are. Somebody, somewhere is waiting on you because you got something that they need that's going to help put some fuel in their boot to help them continue on their journey. So that's why your life is serious business. Because all of us make this wonderful world up. All our diversities, all our different skills, talents, the way we think, how we come together, how committed we are to actually doing the work on ourselves, as well as, helping others. As long as we know that we're all evolving, no one's perfect, no one's bigger than the other, we're all on the same plateau. We're all headed in the same direction, trying to become a better person. Wherever you may feel as though that you need to be better at, you might feel like you don't need to be better in nowhere, and that you're fine just how you are. And if that's the case, I'm happy for you. I hope that you have everything in place that you need to sustain your life, that will hold you for many moons to come. Whether you are learning the wealth building principles to build wealth so that you can live a more comfortable life, or if you're learning the wealth building principles to generate wealth so that you can leave it for the generations that's going to come behind you, as long as you're building to make your life the life that you want to live, and that you're not living a life that is just given to you. You're living a life that you are creating. And every day, every action step, every breath, every move that we make is moving us closer to who we are becoming, our destiny, our destination. And at this point of the journey, I don't even know if it's even about the destination. I think it's more about what you experience along the journey. The people you meet, the people's lives that you touch, the one-on-one conversations where you just get to sit down and just be real, keep it 100 with each other. No mask here, no judgment zone. You be you, I'll be me. We're building together. And even if we happen to get lost, just know that we will be found. You won't be lost forever. You will find your way, and you will become what it is that is the change that you wish to see for yourself, wherever it is that you need to be, that you feel as though that you need to change. It wasn't so much that I wanted to change anything. I just wanted to become better. I wanted to become a better person than what I was the day before. And every day, that's what I strive for, to become a better person. Am I perfect at it? No. But I tried. I know how to admit my mistakes. I know how to admit when I'm wrong. And I know how to take an L if I got to take an L. Because with all the L's that I've taken, I know that there's bigger wins that's coming along the way. Plus, I got my guardian angels up there. And I know one is still close. Still close. Because I feel it. I feel it. That might sound a little crazy to you, but I feel it. I got an email today that told me something about I forget, what did I write it down? What did I do with it? What did I do with that paper? I did write it down. I can't think of what the word was. Ethnic, ethic, whatever the word was. It means like heavenly spirits. Like the email was kind of like warning me that if I don't pay attention to certain things, that some things are going to take place in my life. Once I looked up the word and found out what it meant, and then going back and rereading the email, I laughed because I said, there ain't nobody but my baby up there making sure that I'm okay. That life is precious. And when you give love, you get love back. When you give out misery, you get misery back. Misery loves company. Don't get dragged into it. Stand firm. Stand your ground. Lift your voice. Speak your truth. And take your action steps. Be sincere. And continue to hold on to your integrity. And continue to evolve. I know I just jacked that all up. I had a whole way of how that was going to go, but it's your life. And no matter what life has dealt you, know that you can overcome it. You do not have to stay where you are. You have a choice. You can let it consume you and take you over, or you can fight for life. You can fight to be better. You can fight to become who you want to be. It's all up to you. Nobody's going to force it to you. I'm just opening the door, telling you that you can come take a peek at options, opportunities, investments in you as you are on your wealth building journey, because we're all going somewhere. Just as a matter of the vehicle in which we choose to get there, right? So with that being said, I want to thank you for your time. I think this is like 30 minutes, so at least I followed up and kept my commitment to bring you to part 2. There are some other investment terms and other languages that we need to learn as well. There's also other processes that we need to learn that we're learning along the way as we're going. It's been a pleasure to be a part of this journey. All I can say is that I'm glad I made the shift when I did. It's not easier, but it's definitely better. And that's what we're all about: growing, learning, and healing, becoming a better person, and winning in life and winning in business and loving what we do. How great is it to wake up every day and do something that you love? Something that you could do whether you got paid or not, right? That's the blessing in it all. I would say find your passion, find your purpose. But for the most part along this journey, I learned that you have to find you. Once you find you and you introduce yourself to you, and you guys sit down and have a talk about what it is you want out of your life, no matter what's going on, what you have experienced, you wake up every morning and God gives you that first morning breath that shows signs that you have life. Just know that you have the next 24 hours to make your life the most amazing life that you could ever have. And don't let nobody steal that from you, because it's not theirs to take. So, with that being said, have a blessed, amazing week, guys. And I'll be talking to you soon. All I can say is look for my links. Look for my links, so where you can sign up, where you can join me privately, and we can dialogue. We're going to cover mindset. We're going to talk about opportunities. We're going to talk about building your social media platforms. We're going to talk about how to market your social media platforms as well as your life business. We're going to also learn how to build our brand, right? And what does all that mean, right? And how does it apply to your life? And how can it make your life better as well as be appetizing to others to want to join you? So looking forward to us coming together soon. I think my next one will be a little bit of social media training of at least what I learned so far. I figure I'm learning all this stuff. If I spew it all out while I'm getting it, and as I understand it, it may be beneficial to somebody. Even if I mess it up, I think you can still learn some beneficial tips. I've shared some, but now it's time to get to the meat and potatoes of it all. And I just want to help somebody, and that's what I'm going to do. And I can't wait till I actually have a physical person. And that's the wonderful thing about Miss, is that modern technology has allowed me to be able to study, learn, implement, and bring it to you all in one breath to last forever. Maybe even one day my grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-grands may even get an opportunity to see me sharing this information with you all, and maybe it'll impact their lives in a certain way too. So with that being said, go out here and be awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Tia Rogers signing off. Thank you, and be blessed. Go for your dreams, because only you can. Nobody else can be you but you.